Can you tell what it is yet? Can you tell what it is yet?
Yes, it's a trim. I'll let you decide whether it's good or not, but nonetheless, a haircut. And welcome back to this week's episode of What Matters. Let's get into the news story. So, starting on Monday, could Tinder help Love Island producers introduce same-sex couples into the villa? ITV says the lack of gay couplings is being a logistical issue rather than being discriminatory. Ahead of this summer's new series, producers have hooked up with Tinder in a bid to diversify its pool of contestants. A spokesman for the show said, "Our application process and casting process is inclusive to all, and we are always aiming to reflect the age and diversity of our audience on the show." So fantastic stuff from Love Island there. I'm sure we'll all be watching it. Fantastic flashbacks to the 2018 Summer of the World Cup as well. That was a great series, that was. On Tuesday, TikTok star Justine Paradise has accused YouTube star Jake Paul of sexually assaulting her at his home in Los Angeles in 2019. Paradise alleges that Paul grabbed her face and forced her to perform oral sex on him and touched her inappropriately without her consent. Paradise has said she waited 2 years to speak out because she has signed a non-disclosure agreement, something which is allegedly required to all guests who enter the Paul's home, which is a bit odd. Never have and never will trust the Paul brothers, I've written down here, so there we go. Not for me. I'll hire, off you go. Not having any of that. On Wednesday, a charity office manager has described being repeatedly stabbed during a terror attack at Fishmongers Hall in London. Isabel Rowbottom told the inquest jury she pleaded with the convicted terrorist Osman Khan not to stab her. Khan was jailed in 2012 over plots to blow up the London Stock Exchange. The court heard that she laid on the floor and decided to play dead in case he came back. She had just seen Jack Merritt, another attendee at the event, moments after Khan had fatally wounded him. In the train toilet on the way to the event, the court heard that Mr. Khan strapped a fake suicide bomb to his wrists, and the knives used in the attack at Fishmongers Hall had a crudely carved Arabic symbol for Allah on them. So pretty devastating story this, and quite traumatic to be actually there with a murderer on the loose, a terrorist on the loose. So again, another story that's being passed through the court, which is quite interesting to follow. On Thursday, M&S begins legal action against Aldi over Colin the Caterpillar cake. M&S claim that their similarity leads consumers to believe they are of the same standard of M&S's reputation. The product was launched over 30 years ago, and Colin actually has a very important sort of attachment to M&S because they have a partnership with the cancer charity the Macmillan Cancer Trust, which I didn't actually know. Did you guys know that? I didn't, so very interesting that. Again, I don't really care about that one, but you know, M&S are just keeping up their, their posh standards. On Friday, 8 people have been killed and many injured in a shooting in the US city of Indianapolis. Witnesses heard several gunshots at a FedEx facility, and one said he'd seen a man carrying an automatic weapon. The Gun Violence Archive puts the number of gun violence deaths from all causes at 12,395 so far this year in the US, of which 147 were mass shootings. Although Biden is now sworn into the White House, he's still got a big problem to handle regarding America's gun crime and gun use. On Saturday, and on the day of the Duke of Edinburgh's funeral, I don't know if you guys have watched it, I'm filming this a bit later on today, so it's been and gone, but I'm sure it was lovely. After 20 years in the country, US and British forces are leaving Afghanistan. The US will withdraw its remaining 3,500 servicemen and women by the 11th of September, with the UK doing the same, withdrawing its final 750 troops. The cost of lives over the 20 years goes as follows. Over 2,300 Americans have died and over 20,000 injured, along with more than 450 Britons and hundreds more from other nationalities. So it really puts a question mark over, was this war in Afghanistan worth it for these 20 years? And I've left an article below for you to go and make your own mind up on that from varying sources, from lived experiences to commentators outside of the field. So do go have a listen if you're interested about that. But it's the Afghans themselves who have borne the brunt of the casualties, with over 60,000 deaths. Again, was it worth it? Anyway, that is all the news stories for this week on What Matters. I hope you had a lovely weekend. The sun is out, everyone's out, at the pub, having a drink, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves, and I'll see you all next week.